Okay, Tajali. Recording in progress. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So, first thing first, let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, Father, mighty name, Father, we worship you. We say thank you. We appreciate you for good. We say thank you Lord, for you have been the I am that I am. You have been the one behind us. We say thank you, Lord. For all the activities we've done in life, we say thank you, Lord. For this one we are going to do, Father, we say thank you. We put this weekly to your hands, Lord. Father, we say the I am that I am to go before us and make it a profitable week in Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for having us. Thank you, Lord, for this loving us. Thank you, Lord, for your grace, for your mercy, and for your for your for your spirit that endures forever. We say thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. We appreciate you. We say thank you. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Amen. All right, so welcome back. Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I apologize because I couldn't do it yesterday. I had a lot of things on my table. Then also, I think I didn't post the one for last week. I just did it and left it there. I didn't post it. I apologize for that due to one thing or the other. So today, I'll actually be doing this. So this is actually GA, and so we let's start with GA. We've actually I predicted GA movement from here, even though it stopped me out somewhere around this area. I got stopped out before this massive move. And even if I didn't get stopped out, I will surely close it because I cannot wait and I had to, I'm actually managing a profile account. So for me to actually withdraw, I have to close my positions. So I actually got stopped out here and look at the movement, just like I have said. So now we have this movement which is actually like this. So let's start from our monthly, like we've always been doing. Oh my Jesus. So so if you look at it on the monthly time frame, we have a resistance which was a resistance point as far back as 2020. So price at that resistance point. So there's high probability that the resistance point will actually hold because remember the higher the time frame, the higher the efficiency of you know of the terms we use. So now here on the weekly here, price has actually been moving. If you look at this is the Fibonacci that I used to predict this movement. So if you look at it now, price is at the TP, the first one. So now, most of the time there's high tendency that price actually get to the second TP, which is about maybe 190 pips above for about 200 safe. So sorry, it's even 349, 395. That's about 400 pips. All right, so on the weekly time frame, we can see price actually closed. Let me zoom it out. Price closed as a doji, or yes, as a doji, and we know doji candlestick is always used to represent what we call indecisiveness. So we cannot only judge on doji. You understand? A lot of things has to actually what's it called correlate, so we know if there's still tendency that price may actually continue moving up immediately price opens, or price will shoot down again, but definitely we are still on uptrend. So now seeing this doji, now what do I have to do? Let me check the daily time frame. Let's see what's happening in the daily time frame. Now, on the first one, we have this candlestick pattern, which is just like shooting star. We have the red one, which is the real shooting star. If we go down to the small time frame, shooting star will actually shows that price actually form what we call an engulfing candlestick on the smaller time frame. So whenever I see shooting star, I knew price there's high tendency that price will actually move back a little bit. Now, what happened? Price came back here with this full bullish candlestick. I will get like as if price wants to go and pick the beneath, then we have this movement downward. Now here we have this full engulfing candlestick, and we know whenever we have engulfing candlestick, what do we do? So what I do is that I will actually every drawings I have here, I will actually make it lower to only stay on daily. I will make it the visibility only stay on daily. I will remove them from hour. So now looking at that, from what I just said, there's high probability that next week, which is this following week, this week that is coming, that will open in the next few hours, I'll actually be selling GA. Why? Because let's move down to the 4 hour. I think I will not sell this. Yeah. So if you look at the 4 hour here, anybody that is actually following me will know I call this kind of movement from here, from this point here. I call this movement exhaustion movement. Why? Because it is not as rapid. It is not as rapid as this. So there's high tendency that price will actually come down. At a point, price will get tired and start moving down because of this rapid movement. There's a lot of gap here. For those that use ICT or smart money concepts, we call this fair value gap. So there's a lot of gap here. So price should actually fill up this gap before we start moving upward. So what do I do? What I will do is that on the 4 hour, because I have on the candlestick on the daily time frame, price has actually formed a shooting star. Let me write it out. On the daily time frame, price has formed shooting star. Also, price form an engulfing, a bearish engulfing candlestick, a bearish engulfing candlestick, engulfing candlestick, shooting star. So now that's is giving me that I have two bearish candlestick on the daily to tell me that okay, fine, price is no longer going up. Are we getting that? So for me to actually move in the direction of price, what do I do? Now looking at this 4 hour here, you can see. Let's look for that. What's it called? We can see a pattern building here. Here we have an higher high, an higher low, higher high because it's higher than this. Then we have this higher low. We have this higher high, we have this, we have this, we have this higher low, then we have this equal high, the price start pushing down. So that means at from this position, price has actually changed direction. From this position, yeah, price has changed direction because price no longer form higher high and higher low. That is, I am no longer going up. So for me, what do I have to do? So when market opens, the first thing I am doing is I am drawing a Fibonacci. When I start seeing, let's say I have another candlestick here filling up this gap. So I will draw a Fibonacci retracement. You know, that is my favorite tool, this forex market over there. So, to this end, so I'll be waiting for price. I'll be waiting to see a candlestick pattern form here on the 4 hour before I then move to 1 hour to look for another candlestick pattern, then I enter. So I'll actually be my first TP. So I'm actually looking to short. So I'm looking to short GA. I'm looking to short GA from this point. So I'll be looking to short GA. So what am I waiting for? I am waiting for a retracement into this zone, then a 4 hour candlestick. Those are the two important things for me. A retracement into this zone and a 4 hour candlestick. Then after that, then I'll then judge. If it is an engulfing candlestick on the 4 hour, I will wait for the retracement on the 1 hour, then I will enter. So here we have looking to actually short GA next week. So this will no longer be valid if price opens. Let's say price opens, then price did this. So then becomes what we call a buy position. So, but for now, this is what I am still looking at. So let's move down to dollar. Now, remember, dollar still, my perspective on dollar still remains the same. Remember this Fibonacci that I drew on dollar. So now price is actually coming into this zone. On the weekly time frame, I have this candlestick. which is actually not a candlestick pattern. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting that price push a little bit into this zone. Then we have a candlestick pattern on the weekly. So this might take 1 week, 2 weeks, or so on and so forth. So there is high tendency I will not be doing anything on GU. High tendency I will not be doing anything on GU. So good. So now on what's it called? EJ, sorry, and EJ. Let's delete all these remove drawings so we can see better. Now on EJ, sorry. Now if you look at EJ here, we have an equal low at this point. We have an equal low at this point. We have an equal low at this point. And having this equal low at this point on the weekly time frame. So we have something like this. We have something that looks like W pattern. So this is turning itself into what we call a triple bottom. So there's a tendency that price will actually start pushing up to this side. So that is maybe Japanese yen will actually be weak. So, but before that, let's check on the higher time frame, which is the monthly. Let's see what's going on. So on the monthly, price has actually been what's it called, bullish. Price has been bullish since 2020. Look at it. Price has actually been bullish. Then we have this small red candlestick engulfing the price start pushing down. So there's I tendency that price wants to push up, maybe form a double top before start pushing down again or something. Because remember this movement is an exhaustion movement. So let's move to the daily. So on the daily here, price actually broke this resistance, which is actually legit, which is actually a support here. Let me show you. There's a support here. So this is the support here. So this place is valid. So price has turned into a support. So what are we looking for? There should be a push up to this region. There should be a push up into this region. So on the candlestick pattern here that I have on this daily, this is another engulfing candlestick. So on 4 hour, let's see what we can look for. So on 4 hour, yeah. So I'll be looking the price break this zone because that engulfing candlestick is not really formed for me. So on the daily, so I can call it an engulfing, and I can actually be skeptical because it's not fully formed. Let me show you. It's not fully formed. It's not fully engulfing. Let me give you an example of what I mean. So this is just like this kind of form. This is an engulfing candlestick, but not fully formed because it's closed with a lot of wick. So the same thing happens here. So I might be expecting a choppy movement on the 4 hour. So before I will position my Fibonacci, I will expect price to actually break this. I expect price to break this zone, then come back for a retest, then we enter. So my um position on GJ will be bullish. On EJ, sorry, will be bullish. Let's move the same thing. Remember, this is actually the twin brother of EJ. So there's high probability that it's still the same thing we'll actually be having here. So let's delete all drawings. So delete all drawings. So remember, it's still the same movement. Then this same thing I'll get now. So let's move to the weekly. So on the weekly here, we have this movement. We have this Fibonacci, then price got here. This is not a rapid movement. This was sluggish, and price start pushing up. So, and some people might be drawing a triangle here, a rectangle, what they call it, which they use in matching price. So we can judge this on the daily. Let's see what we have on the daily time frame. So we can see this. So if we look at this, looking at this zone here, this was the previous low. Then price didn't break this previous low, consolidated a lot of time, then came back at this previous support. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for a break in support here. A break in support. Then we'll wait for a retracement. You can see this is choppy at the moment because it is not really rapid. It is not really rapid. So we have this. We expect a push up here. You have a retracement, then I'll then enter. So what I'm expecting, this, this is on the daily. So I might actually not be doing anything on the weekly on GJ next week. So this is what I'm expecting. Something like this, then come down up to this point. So firstly, GJ is still bullish. So I should start looking for buy positions here. Look for a way to enter buy positions here. So, but before that, I have to wait for GJ to actually break this previous, what's it called, resistance on the 4 hour. Then I will go, because price has actually been choppy, no rapid movement yet in the market because of tariff of a thing. So a lot of things might be happening. So you have this. So before I enter a bull position here, what I'm expecting is what I'm expecting to see is a push up, a retracement. So I'm bullish on GJ this week and so on. So I added dollar UCH, USD CHF to my PS. And why? I will explain why I did that. Because that chart looks so smooth to me. So on the monthly time frame, let me show you something. This graph. So on the monthly time frame, this is actually a resistance. Sorry. So this is a resistance, and this is a support here. So on the monthly time frame, since 2024, price has actually been ranging. So so I should be looking for a place to enter for a sell because price is definitely coming down here. It's high probability that price is coming down here. So on the weekly time frame, what happens? On the weekly time frame, we have a support here. Look at it. We have a support. I should have been in a buy position here, but I was actually just testing one strategy, which is continuation. Though I've not actually backtest the strategy. When I backtest it, I'll actually give us feedback. I should do that between this mid-April to mid-March to April. So so we have this movement. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting price to push up to this area. If let's look for a Fibonacci. So I'm expecting UJ in this UC in this region. So from this region, I'll be looking for sell, and it might last like 2 weeks. About 500 pips sell to this region. So this is what I'm talking about. So from around this area, we will be in for a sale My stop loss might be smaller because I'll be entering from the 1 hour time frame for a 345 pips. So we're looking to for this. So, but for now, I should have been in a buy position, but if you look at it here, now this buy position is a sluggish movement, which price might actually still break. So we have this sluggish movement. So price might just sluggishly get into this zone and start moving back. Remember, for this is actually a support which is turned into resistance at this point. So and here for those that are doing SMC, I believe what is it called, ICT, we call this order block. Yeah, I remember. We call that order block. So and with this sluggish movement, you can see. So immediately price actually breaks this trend line, I might be entering for a sale. You can see. So this is actually what we call a continuation pattern. So price might strugglishly get here, then we start moving down. Or price breaks this, whatever price do, I'll actually be in for a sell in the next few weeks or something. So that is all for what's it called for forex. I'm not doing anything on GU. I'll be looking to buy EJ and GJ. I'll be looking to sell GA. So let's look for EA. Sorry, Euro AUD. So now what I notice is that Euro AUD and GBP AUD, they are a bit similar to one another. So they are most likely twins. So the same thing that happened there. So let's look on the weekly. So on the weekly, I have this movement. So let's move to the daily. So let's wait. Let's go back to the monthly. Let's see if we have any. So here we don't have a resistance here in the previous month. So this is where we're looking for. So there should still be a room for a buy, just like GA. So there is nothing that can actually price broke this. Now, mere looking at this candlestick, this is showing that what's it called? Buyers were in the market, but sellers pushed them, then they close at this point. So you might be looking for that is actually called an RMA on the smaller time frame. RMA candlestick on the smaller time frame. So on the bigger time on the you can see there is an engulfing candlestick and price start pushing down a little bit. So on the 4 hour, just like I said, I'll be looking for a sell. So on GA, so what happened? Before I'll be looking for a sell, price has to break this and retest. Here is a support that price created for a new support that price created. So price has to break this. So price has to do this. Let me. So price has to do something like this. Then we are wait for a retest somewhere, anywhere here. Then we'll enter for a sell to this point. So it's a sluggish movement. So that's all for currency pairs. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for your time.